Hello and welcome to another episode of Pretty and Petty Podcast. I am your ringleader in the circus, Esti. Si porque ustedes son un animal, no te atreves a decir que no. Sometimes y'all be too much to handle.
You're not an animal. Okay? I'm more like the tightrope walker. Thank you.
You think so?
Yeah.
What about you, Alex?
What about me?
If you was
I'm
in
a tiger.
You see? It's like Greek shit.
I'm the tiger that will go tiger on your ass. That's the tiger that you keep pulling at me, but I'm gonna flip one day. You keep tugging at me.
The tiger went tiger.
I went tiger.
All right, and with us tonight, we have a special guest, Lynda, who is also one of our biggest fans. So thank you, Lynda, for your support since day one.
Lynda.
And my best friend from childhood.
Did y'all practice that? Did you practice this shit?
No.
Romeo Santos' heart. So nasty.
So cute though. They're cute. But Karen, I guess you'll introduce how you know Lynda, right?
No? There's nothing to introduce. We've known each other since we were 7 years old. We've been
That's a
friends
fucking introduction right there. You know,
7 years old. Yep, 30-some years.
That's
nice. In the sandbox.
Yeah,
that's 7 years old playing the sandbox. At that age, I don't know what the hell
in the street.
You in the street? In the street. You was in these streets.
We were on Carol Ave.
In these streets at 7 years old,
Hustling.
Oh my God.
They don't know. That's Westchester for you.
We're getting into this again.
I'm just irritated that she called us
914.
Whatever. Bougies. Anyway, ladies, so we are approaching the holiday season and we are approaching, I guess, what is our death, right? Because when the season's coming in and us having family and kids and stuff to shop for, I kid you not, is probably the best and worst time of the year. Right? Because you like stress with what do I get and who I get it for, and it's the shopping online, versus going into the store. But even if you do go to the store, it's like it's a panic, it's a manic, it's like, dude, get away from me. Now we're in COVID. So for me, I know I've gone to Walmart a few times in the last few weeks. That's why when you live in Jersey, right? You ain't got nothing to do, so go to Walmart and go home. Right? It's like nothing else for me to do out here. No offense to Jersey. That's my life right now. Yeah, that's what I do. So I've been going to Walmart, getting stuff that I need for the house, quote unquote. And it's also my escape from just being in the house. I noticed that when I go, there's a lot of little kid cashiers, teenagers, right? This is like their first job. This is, their little holiday or extra income. No lie. A few weeks ago, I went in there and I bought a birthday card, right? And the dude is being trained and he's scanning at the sloth speed. I get it. I've been there. I've had plenty of retail jobs. Homie scans the card and then holds up the envelope and is like, what is this? What do I do with this? I'm like, that's for the card. Right?
Guess he's never received one of those.
And he's like, okay, there's no price on it. I'm like, it goes with the card. And I was just like, oh my God, these children today do not understand this, right? Like, do you ever shop? And I don't know, right? Me being, I don't know what they know. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not going to be difficult because I know you deal with more crazies, right? Which is why we brought Lynda on the show. Because Lynda is an experienced retail worker and Alex has worked in the service industry for many, many years. She told us many, many times on the show, all the nuts that the nut ball.
Don't call them nuts. Nobody gonna fucking come to the restaurant. They'll be like, I heard you talking shit.
I caught myself though. I caught it. Not those nuts. Unless it's something you didn't tell us.
No, other people.
But and just experience, right? Because we as people want to make it easier for the workers and as the customers. So we're gonna find some peace in this conversation and also hear some entertaining tales. I think we as customers don't understand what happens on the back ends and what happens on an 8-hour shift, right? I know I have, and Karen, you have too. You worked in retail years ago, but not currently, like Lynda and Alex have. So I think they should give us some interesting facts here, right?
Actually, not to cut you off, Esty, but literally, I wasn't as stupid as that guy who didn't know that the envelope went with the card. But I was one of those teenagers too, working at like, working retail when I was in high school.
Yo, I was like, really?
He looked at the card for a barcode, like.
He looked at the envelope. The card he scanned, 10 seconds to scan it. And then the envelope was like, and then I didn't find the envelope in the same bag as the card. Let me just get your bagging shit together, okay?
Everyone should know learn from this experience that you should go to CVS or like Walgreens for a card and not a superstore like Walmart.
It don't matter where I get it from. You should know a card, envelope together. Don't try to charge me $2 for a fucking envelope. Price check.
No.
All right. Well, Lynda, me being a patient customer, have you ever dealt with an impatient customer or a customer that you were like, wow, you really just fucked up my day?
Yeah. All the time, all day, every day. No. I've been at that place for 15 years, girl. And the stories are just, there's a lot. Well, there's one
PTSD.
I sure do. And I don't want to think about it.
We're not going to call it the name of the store. We're going to call it the non-bargain store just so that we don't get sued later on. They don't come for her ass.
There's no
non-bargain store.
There's not a whole lot of
15 years.
Yeah. It's because when you deal with like people, it does leave a mark, right? Lynda, like you're a little bit like, what's the word? Like messed up after, what is it?
Like scarred. You're basically
you're a little scarred from it because you're like, damn.
Well, through the 15 years, you ever watch Superstore?
Mm-hmm.
It's very relatable. I feel like I was the character like Dana, the real serious one at the beginning of my career. And then I turned into the guy, Garrett, who just didn't give a shit at the end of my career. The progression of that was just like, I could see it in all those characters. Oh, I was year 5. That was me, Amy. My give a shit meter just kind of like bloop, bloop, bloop. Like kind of went down every year.
But it's like that with every job, right? You start like serious and you're like, I'm going to do great. I'm going to know everything. I'm going to be the best. And then as time goes on, you're like, you lucky I even came to work, motherfucker. Like, you lucky I even brushed my damn hair. You lucky
when you deal with the public though, it's very different. It's very different because like when we work in our field, there's a certain, I'm not saying stature or anything, but there's certain people you're dealing with, right?
Right.
When you go work in retail, it's all gung ho. It's bring it all in. Anyone and everyone. We are the Statue of Liberty. Let them all. Everybody can come over. So you get some winners, and you get some special people, and then you have to reflect on your life. Like, I really did good today because I didn't kill nobody.
Or I didn't get killed.
Or I didn't get killed because I've been threatened. Right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, I have.
You have been threatened, Lynda?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. And that's
threatened like for what? To like tell on you or to kill you or to punch you?
Whip your ass.
To me, I've been threatened with mace on one instance by a guest who I was trying to keep from stealing. Homegirl just came in.
How dare you?
I know. I was just like, those were the days when I really like, oh no, she can't do that. Oh no, what are we doing? And she just would go to the aisles and literally do like a supermarket sweep in the baby aisles and just like take her arm and just fill up her cart.
Was she a recurring guest? Had she been there and you guys knew her?
Yeah. So like they were watching her for a while, whatever. And it just so happened to be the night that I would be closing that she would come in and I have no support around me. I'm the only person in the building that can whatever. And
there's no security?
Not not when those days, no.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be like, I saw her walk in and there's a deterrent. You just ask them if you can help them with something or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, no, get away from me. So I just stand by the door, like, because I'm about to lock
Get
up.
away from me.
And she's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Like,
She goes,
no.
grabs her stuff. And then I'm at the door and she thinks I'm going to block her. And she whips out this huge can of mace. And she's like, if you don't get out of my way, I'm going to mace you. I said, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead. Go right through. Yeah, have a great night. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Are those baby clothes?
You let her go?
I'm not going to get maced for...
No, but why didn't you call the police to wait outside?
Because she don't want to get maced.
Because she didn't have support. She said she's by
Didn't
herself.
have anybody, no security, anyone.
No, why didn't you call the police? Like, yo.
You have to call a
No, for
non-emergency
what?
number.
It ain't her store. She don't own it.
Until it says my name in lights on the outside. Have a great
I'm
day,
like-
man. Bye.
Knowing me, I'd be like, yeah, bitch, they waiting for you outside. Go ahead, right ahead.
I've tried, but it's not worth
No,
getting
it's
in the
not.
way of
It's
that.
not.
It really isn't. So let them do what they do, and there's professionals on the other side who get paid to do that. So I was just like, okay, girl. She did it on She actually did that on Black Friday one year, and I was like covering the televisions. She walked in and I had a full security team there because it was Black Friday. And she came in and I said, bro, that's her right there. And they all just started watching her or whatever. She left with a stroller, more baby items.
Oh, she's amazing.
Clothes, and she just walked out with it. And
nobody said nothing?
They tried to push her cart back and they were just like, no, you can't take this stuff. And then she whipped out the mace again, threatened them with
Hold
it.
up.
The
This
cop-
lady has come there numerous
left with
times
the stuff.
and
She's
stole
a
shit.
recurring.
And
She-
y'all
she-
ain't
she-
do nothing.
She got caught eventually after that.
Eventually.
And I
She's
haven't seen her
eventually because
in a
she's
very
stealing
while.
Thousands of
baby.
dollars later.
But she's
yeah.
stealing baby stuff, right? So that
You
kind
know
of
how
makes
expensive
you
that
think
shit is?
You
she just
ask
can't
them like,
afford shit
what
for
are
her
you
baby.
doing and why are you doing all that stuff? But
Oh,
yeah, we called her Macy because I didn't know her name. So
Macy.
It's amazing.
it was Macy's here. Macy. On the walkie. Like
Macy-
aisle 3.
Macy owned that shit. She walked in like, what?
She did. She
I'm gonna
said,
go. I'm gonna take what I
Nobody's-
gotta take.
stopping me right now.
But you know
No,
what?
because we don't wanna
Actually,
get
Esty said something without saying anything really, but it seems like people considered it a little bit more not passing, but because it was baby clothes, it just seems like they were a little bit more lax
Forgiving?
because she may, yes,
It was a
because
need.
she may be needing this.
It was a need. That's what it sounds
Yeah.
like.
So,
So it's the
I mean,
same
but-
thing all the time.
100%.
But you coming in there every day.
I mean, unless she's Octomom with like
Everything.
8-9 children, you know, I'm great. It's great that you're giving her the benefit of the doubt that this is a need. However, you know, this store is not her personal welfare.
That woman went in like nothing.
But I think that
Mad, I missed my calling. I should have been 5-finger Sally.
it's just either that
I'm
or
gonna
she
just
just
need
had like a
mace.
third party baby store that she was stealing for. Like, I need to restock.
Imagine.
You know?
Next time, get a stroller.
Yo, she walking out with strollers and fucking baby monitors, like,
Big
and nobody's
items,
stopping
yeah.
her. Nobody's saying nothing.
No, they're
I should
kindly
have-
pushing the cart.
Yeah.
She should have stolen some condoms too. But I'm just saying.
Lynda, she didn't take a look at you again like, I remember you, bitch.
I will use it this time.
Right?
Imagine they would have maced her first, though. That would have been crazy. That would have been
That
viral
would've been-
worthy.
No, I
Like
know.
Macy gets maced.
Macy got maced.
Macy gets maced. I remember Lynda when we went on our trip to Puerto Rico. Lynda, for those listening, was on our trip to Puerto Rico for Alex's birthday this year. I don't know if it was the drinks or whatever, but she told me the most hilarious story, right? And it's more within the time now because it had to do with COVID. And she had to deal with the large groups in Target, or not Target, sorry. She had to deal with the large groups in the store. And
I'm retired. Yeah, I don't care.
No, I'll edit it out. So she had to deal with a very interesting client at the store that she works at. So I kind of want to tell that story, and I kind of hope that she can show us the picture, and we'll just do some editing on it, because this is just one of those things.
I'll find that picture for you. I still got it.
What's the story?
Go ahead, Lynda.
I mean, this is like really early on in COVID, where everyone had to come in wearing a mask, like no exceptions. And we had rules for 6 feet apart, and really nobody was supposed to be trying on clothes. Fitting rooms are closed down. Almost the clothing section should have been really closed down so nobody would mess with the clothes, because we would have to quarantine them before we put them back to the floor.
Makes sense.
For like 3 days or something like that. If they got returned.
The store was only open for essentials, right?
Only essentials. Get your ass paper, get your paper, get your,
your milk, your eggs,
sanitizer, get that. But you come in because there's a pandemic and you really need a bathing suit. You go straight to the bathing suit department and you're like, oh shit, that bottom is so cute, but the fitting rooms are not open. So I'm gonna just try this on over my clothes right now. Right here, right now. Homegirl took it and put it right over. I think she had like Bermuda shorts on or something like that. It looks so ridiculous. I came around the corner just from and I said, oh my God.
What was the first thing you actually did?
But my eyes were wide open, like, ma'am, you cannot try on. Bitch. She turned around and had her face. She was like, we can't try on. No, ma'am. No, I need to burn those right now, actually. And I was like, no, we're in the middle of a pandemic. You can't try anything on. And she was just so shocked by it. And I was just like, so confused. I'm like, where am I right now? Like, I don't.
Hello, bitch, where you going? We can't go nowhere.
She started like a thing, because then it started, everybody saw, and we started taking mirrors down, like the sunglasses mirrors and stuff, because people started putting sunglasses on their face and stuff. And then we made it over the mask and, this looks cute, but put it right back on the thing. And I'll be like, ooh, okay. So a lot of that happened. Yeah, and then a lot of people started, a lot of women really started wearing leggings and like the really tight stuff to come to shop, because they put all the clothes over them, and the only mirrors we couldn't move because they were against the wall where we would find piles and piles of clothes. Because
that's over, right?
Fuck the pandemic. I need a new outfit. Like. To stay home, I gotta look cute.
For my TikTok.
Yeah.
You know what's nasty though? Those leggings, they probably had like the coochie smell from being in the line for hours, because those lines were long, and then you're in Florida and it's just
so hard to keep track of everything that people touch or put on their bodies and stuff like that.
I start burning shit.
They don't get it.
Let's be realistic, all right? So what do I get that day? I got a message on my IG DM, and it's literally like, this bitch, check this
shit out.
And Lynda sends me this picture, literally, because she's so bewildered, right? And the lady is just as bewildered, too, because the picture that she sent me was like,
her eyes are
like, no. We can't.
How'd you take a picture of her, Lynda? Would you tell her, hold on 1 second?
First of all, in my store, I'm also the store photographer, so I'm always on.
Well, wait a minute. What are you going to tell her? Like, I need to take a photo of this?
No, I had it here because, I was like, there's no way. I was so in shock. I went around and I came back again. And I took a little video of walking up to her. And then I snapped the picture too at the same time, but it was like right here.
Oh, we
Yeah,
have
you
to
sure
put
can.
that, and we can just blur it. Oh, that would be amazing.
We'll blur her out.
That would be amazing.
I mean, but really, do we want to blur her
Yeah,
out?
no, but
Yes, I don't want to get
No,
That
we
happened a while ago.
but FYI, that would be
Not
amazing.
listening to our podcast.
She gets around, B. She gets look at how many videos of like people in Walmart getting like the security like just tackling them or them fighting people because they stealing or just
plain pictures of people on the line wearing the most ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
Like
or people flashing each other, lo que sea.
Having
like
sex
everything gets around
in the aisle.
Walmart?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Erica told us that story about the video.
Lynda, people had sex in your job. You've caught people banging like customers,
employees or customers.
I think customers were caught in the fitting room, but not by me. Team members were caught overnight being dumb.
It was overnight, right?
Like when they were unloading.
Overnight.
When they were unloading.
Yeah, unloading the truck or whatever.
That's always a good time.
That was like a drama because like the dude was seeing another girl at work, and then the two girls ended up fighting in front of the store, in front of all the cameras. So that was awesome.
Nice.
You got footage of that? That would be amazing.
That would be great. I saw the footage. I was like, damn, they fighting over you?
I'm like,
It was like a 6 out of 10 or 5 out of 10. Lower.
Yeah.
You Shrek looking ass motherfucker. But
but Shrek got it on.
Yeah.
But listen, don't sleep on Shrek. Them little scary looking ghouls. Always they be getting people. It's the charm. Remember we talked about charm?
What was the best part of like working where you worked in terms of people or work environment?
I mean, the people that I work with over the years are pretty awesome. I developed a lot of great relationships through that and some lifelong friendships through that. That store. But the guests are, not all of them are terrible. A lot of them are pretty cool. And I've been there 15 years. So I've literally seen little kids or before they were born grow up, start going to high school and see their weekly shoppers or, my monthly shoppers or my guests who I see all the time throughout the years. And I've just seen them grown and go through different points of their life, whether it was divorced or having new kids and things like that, or just buy a new house and trying to decorate it. I remember this one guy that I was helping shop for his baby. And his girlfriend, I remember her name was Karen. And funny because he said her name all the time. Every sentence was, I need to get this. Karen's not going to like that. I got to get this for Karen. Okay, Karen needs this. And Karen, and he was very eccentric and animated. So it was fun shopping with him. I must have shopped with him, helping him get stuff for his baby for about 2 hours. And I met the girlfriend eventually, and she was like out to here and stuff like that. And not even a couple of years ago, I saw them with the kid and stuff like that. So, seeing all that is pretty cool. And they remember me and they remember the time that he remembers the time. Thank you for shopping with me for so long. I know I'm annoying and all this other stuff. And that, stuff like that is like when they take the time and they appreciate the effort and stuff like that. It's really cool, and the kids remember me too. Like, let's go to see Lynda or whatever like that. So it's really fun. We've had some birthday party there. A little girl wanted to have a Target birthday party, which was pretty cool. And I had to decorate for that. Yeah, my bad. Oh,
the little girl had the non-bargain store party.
The non-bargain store party. Yeah, she wanted one of those things.
That's cute, though. So I think it's worth. I mean, it's not all.
No, people can make things pretty stressful, but there are a lot of people who make your day a lot better.
Okay. I mean, and not for nothing. On the other side is the customer, right? So, we too can be frustrated with the service that we're getting at these certain stores, right?
Or not getting at these stores.
Or not getting, right? I've I've passed by and be like, hey, do you know? No, I don't work at this department. Oh, can you get? No, I don't have the key for that. No, I don't. So you're like, what the fuck? Is anybody working? Like, is anybody working? So
and then you would see my face as the floor manager. I'm like, what's these motherfuckers doing right now? I'm like, because I'll see it and I'll be like, God damn, excuse me, ma'am, can I help you? I have to jump in.
Right. So
I know she saw me.
But what's even worse is when you get someone and they're like, it's over there. You're like, ew, bitch, that's what you're getting money for, to show me where it is. All right? Like, relax. You know, I want to say I understand working in retail must not be easy, but that's what you're doing, right? So, I mean, I don't mean to be like an asshole, but you have to have some sense that you're going to be working with people. So if you don't like people, you shouldn't work there. Just like if you don't like kids, you shouldn't be a teacher. That's how I feel, right? And so, you know, stick to a place where you don't see people if you're going to have attitude. I get it. We all have bad days. I know.
DMV people.
DMV people, you guys suck. You're mean as hell.
You're always mad.
They always hand select the nastiest people to work in DMV.
I tell you, the mask saved my face a lot on there.
The what?
Putting on the mask and stuff like that during COVID and stuff like that. My snarl was hidden, so I was like,
"Oh yes."
It's like if somebody was just like annoying the fuck out of me, my snarl would come out. I'm like, I'm so glad you can't see this shit.
Have you ever forgotten that you weren't wearing a mask and done a face that you were like, "Oh, oops, I thought my mask was on."
For sure.
Yeah. Or have you ever been overheard
the look
saying something like, the fucking clients or customers so annoying, and then be like, oh, sorry.
No, I've had team members get caught saying
you have?
Shit. And I would have to pull them into the office, be like, bro, why you told that guest to go fuck themselves? You would have to have a seat to understand. I need to understand why you told them to go fuck themselves. And please,
we're gonna have to talk about it later.
And we're just gonna have to talk about it and stuff like that, you know.
During COVID, in front of the customer, I had a coworker tell me something in front of the customer. She's like, "Why are you being so nasty to her?" And I looked at her. I was like,
"No."
Continue being nasty to the lady. I was a bank teller, and this lady had got me so aggravated from a previous interaction that I went to go take a test for school and I failed it because she kept popping into my brain as I was doing the test, and she stressed me out. So when I saw her the next time, I was real like short with her, right? She was trying to be all nice to me, and the girl was like, "Why are you being so nasty to her?" So when she left, I was like, "Why would you say that in front of her? Let me be nasty to her."
I would have been like, first of all, mind your business.
No, that girl wasn't like that. And then I told her what happened. She was like, "Oh," but it was like, why you have to do that? There's protocols in the workplace, right? Like you pull people aside. Like Alex knows because Alex manages people, and then you manage people too. When somebody's not doing their job right, you pull them aside and you let them know what it is. I got reprimanded.
I don't do pulling aside. You pull people to the side.
Well, I think
I ain't working for you.
It's 100%.
I pull you aside. I will give you a look.
That means
like somebody would be like, "Excuse me, she was very rude." I'd be like, "Which one?" They'd be like, "That one." I'm like, I usually give them the look like, "We'll talk about it when I'm done." And then so I let them kind of sweat for the rest of the night until at the end. No, it's not. That's how you learn. That's how you learn.
That's
because
awful.
let me tell you, that's the same shit with your parents, right? When your mother used to be like,
"You are akin to somebody's mother."
Wetting, right? No, they need to be like that. This nowadays, you know what? These young kids are the ones that have given a bad impression for retail and food service because it's known as a stigma. Young people get there, they're very like blasé, they don't care, they're rude. And then when you get older people still there or working or managing, we're like the cleanup crew, or I have to apologize. I don't apologize for them. You know what I do? I'm like, go back over there and you apologize. I'm not going to do it because you need to learn that that's not how you talk to people. And I'm very good at being a manager, like at my dad's. Like my dad always tells like whoever he hires, he's like, my daughter's crazy, but she's very good. So like they already have it in their head that like they think like I'm a nut job when I come in there, which is fine.
I mean,
you have to be a little off.
Is that far off?
But you know what? If you dealt with, I think I deal more with the workers than the customers, but the customers can also kind of like mess with you a little bit where you're like, really? Like, really? You know, like food service and retail all together, like you're still dealing with people and personalities. And then when you know how to work in that type of service, you also expect it. Like I've had times where I've gone out to eat and I've had like shitty service or somebody where I'm like, where's your manager at? I'm like, let me tell you something. I own a restaurant too. I'm like,
I've actually seen her do this.
Really?
Yes,
yeah.
yes, I have.
Because
Like,
no,
literally, like she or Alex and I have gone to like bars or something, right?
but Karen is not an angel.
I'm not an angel. I know that, but I'm not supposed to be. I'm not in retail. I don't have to fucking make anybody happy.
Karen is like, yeah, and let me tell you something.
Oh, I'm gonna, because I'm very nice until you're not nice. And then that's it. So when I start seeing that your nose starts flaring, my nose starts flaring too. So I get it. But Alex has literally, like, we've been to like bars and, you know, like, especially if you know the bartender, they're supposed to like do some things on the house, like, or whatever. Alex is like, and Alex will be like, see, I ain't never coming here. She's supposed to be tapping us off and blah, 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 blah. Look at
like at least buy back, bitch. We just bought like 10 drinks. Like, you know,
right.
like we're
She's supposed to buy us. Like,
like do a buyback, bitch, for a shot. She's like,
bar etiquette.
$20. Bitch,
I've literally been, I've seen her like, let's go. All right.
But she did on the trip too. We were waiting at the table. She's like, by now we would have gotten at least some water.
Yeah.
By now we would have gotten at least.
But I got you bitches some empanadas, didn't I? Did I not help you with
even
that?
though they did not belong to us.
From the other table. These are yours? I'm like, did you order these? You're like, yeah. I'm like,
yes, we did.
No, you
Put them right here.
Put it right here.
But we were starving. We basically waited an hour for our food.
but we
Inhale those empanadas.
but they were
We
not
tore
really.
those up.
We didn't really order it. We did.
Listen, let me just tell you something. I don't know, maybe because it was a cultural thing, but I would expect at least at any country in the world that water would be served at least at the beginning of a meal. I was like, so we just sitting here.
To ask for it. I think that's just U.S. custom. I don't think that's in other places.
No, but like we did ask for it, and I remember for Karen's birthday. Did you see? I think Tanya I kept asking the lady for water. I'm like, excuse, can I get? And she would just walk right.
Can I just tell you that when I saw that waitress, I was like, I don't like her.
But do
like, you ever just have someone that you're gonna go to whether you pay for something or a waiter or a teller or like whatever? You're like, I hope I don't get that one, and you don't even know. It's just something about them that you're like,
they got that aura.
Like the aura, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
No, but that girl. So Lynda, you weren't there. We had a dinner for Karen's birthday, and I was like at the end of the table, and I wanted water. This lady would walk with the pitcher. It was like she was taunting me, and I'm like, "Excuse me, can I get?" And she just keep walking, and I'm like, "Bitch, you got 3 tables." What? I'm like, I literally would be like, "Excuse," and I'm trying to be really nice because I'm like, you know what, I'm dressed up and. It's not.
Yeah, but that place was hot as fuck.
It was hot as fuck, but I didn't want to be ratchet. So I was like, excuse me. But at one point, even the bus guy, I was like, dude, senor. And he's walking. I don't know if they were told, like, don't look at her. Because I got like 2 drips of water. That was it. It was it. Me.
I like, leave her ass parched.
It was like, leave her thirsty. Because she looked thirsty. She looked like a thirsty bitch.
I think when women... And not to say you guys, but I noticed that some women who have the power to manage or to serve, they're more likely to be more open and more nicer to the males, right, than the females. And I used to work at a store that I'm gonna call Ass and Fish. And if you know
Ass and Fish,
yeah.
What the fuck is Ass and Fish? Oh, okay. You couldn't have picked a better word.
Ass and fish.
Because I just kept thinking like fish. Ew, like, why
sometimes the jeans will smell like that because all the tourists and stuff will come in, and I have to touch.
I'm never trying out fucking jeans
In
ever
the
again at
dressing
the
room,
store.
I had to touch it. One time that shit was
I'll
wet
just
as
buy
hell.
them.
And I was like, what are you doing in the room?
I am that shopper. I'm everybody's favorite shopper. I don't fucking try on a goddamn thing. I don't go to a dressing room.
I don't try
And if it don't fit, I ain't returning
You
it
take
either.
the fish smell
Me
home.
either.
You take
I'm
the
sending
fish
it to
Donate
the
it.
car. I'm giving it to somebody. I'm just not doing it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Me
nasty
and you are
shit.
just one and the same. So
Sorry.
I was at Ass and Fish, and there was this one manager who, she was copying, like she's writing out all people's breaks. What time you want to have lunch, whatever. But she was so like to the guys, like, what time do you want your lunch break and your break, blah, blah. And she sees me the way that the waitress was passing by Alex with that picture of water. She was passing with the clipboard. And I'm like, she didn't ask me when I wanted my break. She literally looked at me and left. So I was like, wow, she really just wanted to be all up with the men and service the men. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's a everywhere thing. I don't know if, Lynda, you've noticed that in your previous employment, or Alex, you noticed that with the waitresses, perhaps that you manage or whatever. But do you guys agree with that sentiment? Is it just me bugging? Because this is just one example. I've seen it with multiple.
But you were an employee at Ass and Fish, right?
I was an employee. She was a manager.
And she was a manager. And she was not asking you when you were taking your break. She just completely disregarded you.
That's just a stuck-up bitch.
Me. Yeah, I don't think it. I think it was just
that's someone all in charge of that part. She was probably trying to get laid, dude. She was trying to get some ass.
It was like that with all the male employees. And mind you, she's an old, like maybe this was when I was.
It didn't matter.
That don't matter.
She wanted male attention.
Wanted attention, probably. Me, I personally, customer-wise, I've had more attitude with the women. Like, I've gotten attitude more from women than from the men. The men are very laid back. The women, for some reason, they feel they're in Paris at the Champs-Élysées. They want to talk to me like, please explain to me this whole menu. And I'm like, so the whole menu. This is here and this is what, yes, but like, where do you get like your beef from and all that stuff? I'm like, ma'am, I got 6 tables. I'm like, and I literally use the word ma'am. Like, I'm like, ma'am, I got 6 tables. I'm going to come back when you're ready. There's beef. I don't know where the beef is coming from. I'm sure it's from some cow. I don't know what area. But I feel like people have become now fake connoisseurs of shit. Like, I'm a wine connoisseur. I'm a foodie. Shut the fuck up. You don't even know. I could have put piss white in front of you and Chardonnay. You wouldn't know the fucking difference. So unless you go into sommelier school, shut the fuck up. Or if you were actually a wine person, I get people that will order salads and ask me if it's gluten-free. And I would be like, do you know what gluten is? And they're like, yes. They're like, is the salad gluten-free? I'm like, what's gluten? What's gluten? And they're
Explain to me what gluten is.
No, because I used to tell them, I'm like, like, what's in gluten? Like, I was like, you look at the ingredients. It's lettuce, tomato, cucumber, pickle, onions, and cheese. What's gluten? And she was like bread. And I'm like, I'm going to repeat to you what's in the salad. It's lettuce, tomato, onions, cucumbers, and feta. And she's like, yeah. So like, I want to know if it's gluten. And I'm like, so on purpose, I'm like, yeah, it's gluten. You can't have it. You can't have anything. Can't have anything. If you don't come to me with some dumb shit, and I understand there's people that have allergies. So I respect the people that are like, I can't have gluten. I can't have this.
But that's not the point. She was being an asshole.
I can't have nuts. No, she was dead serious.
Following a trend of 100%. Trying to eat
non-gluten. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I get people that will literally, I don't know. See, Lynda, you can walk away. Like, I have tables that will come in. They're like, we're ready. And I'm like, okay. And I'll sit there and I'm like, okay, what can I get you? And they'll be like, start with them first and then come to me. And I'm like, okay. So I'll go 1, I'll go 2, I'll go 3. Here we go. Number 4. You ready? I just don't know like what I want. Bitch, did you not call me over? You called me over. So the problem with the mask is my face. So my eyes cannot be covered. So I'm like this. I'm like, And the husbands are usually like, I'm sorry. It's like, it's hard to take her outside. I'm like, it's okay. We gonna give her some shots. Or I'll get like a woman that wants to order like a drink and she thinks I'm a bartender. Now I don't know how to mix drinks at all. I'm like horrible at them, but I try my best. And she'd be like, yes. So like, I mean, on the rocks with the olive up or some shit. And she's like, I know, I'm going to be so difficult. Yeah, I know you're difficult. I remember you from last time. I literally tell him, I remember you from last time. He's like,
you should call her.
She's like, I know, I'm going to be so difficult because I want the salad without the salad. Oh, okay. Okay, so you don't want nothing then. Okay.
No, I just want leaves.
Like, I want a side. I want a side of the salad. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I get the dummies that work for me sometimes that they'll come to me and adjust the menu to the client, to the customer. And I'm like, we can't give them half of a sandwich. This ain't a fucking diner. I was like, what's wrong with you? You can't give them half a gyro. Like, it's a gyro sandwich. She's like, but she only wants half. That's all she can eat. I'm like, it's not my fucking problem. Like, take that shit home. But usually I get really funny and cool people that I talk to. But sometimes you just get winners.
Lynda, do you have any stories where people are just asking you the most ridiculous things where you're just like, right here?
Where's it? What's the store's name? Or are you open? Do you get that one, Lynda? Are you open?
No,
I do that. Stop.
That's so obnoxious. I get. You know what I say? No. We just keep. I just stand here.
I sleep here,
and I leave.
You fucking up my bedtime.
How about
I'll leave? I'll be like, okay, sorry.
The one place you can't walk away from in that store is Starbucks and the service desk. Mm-hmm. So people returning stuff, you can't walk away from those people. Okay, because yeah. And then Starbucks, they'll wait in line for a good half an hour and you're busting out drinks and stuff. I'm a barista too. And, getting it done and stuff like that. And then the person, comes up and says, what do I want? And it's freaking Black Friday. The line is all the way up to my fucking ass. I'm the only one here. The next person already called out. And I'm like, no, you're about to get a water. What do you want? Like, hurry up.
No, you know what they'll ask you? I'm sure they're like, what's the difference between a latte?
Do you know what this tastes like? I haven't tasted everything on the fucking menu.
No, they'll be like, what's the difference between a latte and like a macchiato? And I'm like, ma'am, I don't got time right now, but read the signs. That's why the signs with the descriptions are
They don't care. They don't care.
They don't say the difference between...
you read the difference. That's a latte.
If you're going to Starbucks, you should know what the fuck is in Starbucks.
Because you're paying for Starbucks, so you should know how it's made.
I'm not going to go to Starbucks because I don't like Starbucks.
See, right? Esty looked like the customer that's going to be fucking annoying. I can tell. Like, she's asking.
Me too. No, Esty likes Dunkin' Donuts.
But Esty looks like the kind, because she keeps like saying like, well, I go and ask that. And I go that.
Because there have been times that I go into a store and it's like maybe 5 minutes to closing her. And then something quick, I'll be like, it's something that you want to be like, am I able to get in and get out?
But that's different. You're like going at the end of the day and you're trying to be considerate. Are you guys open? Like, do I still have some time?
Right.
You just run in and run out.
That's different.
That's what it is.
You're not being an asshole. At like 9:00 when you know the store is open, they're like locking the door. They're like, are you open?
That I don't do. I'm not annoying at all. Literally, I went to Dunkin' Donuts earlier and I asked the guy, I was like, is that holiday drink, does it taste disgusting? He was like, yes. And I was like, thank you for telling me. I'm going to have what I normally have then.
Can I just ask you something? You just reminded me of Stephanie. And I'm a blaster right now. And you all know Stephanie, my friend. She does that shit. She came to visit. And she literally called the place we were going to eat as we're going there. And she asked them, hi, is the food good? And the lady was like... yeah. And she was like, well, is the fish fresh? Now, I told Stephanie, I was like, don't ever make it a reservation and me go with you because you're going to embarrass the shit out of me.
Spreading your food.
But she has lived in Europe, right? It's different.
And her husband says she does that shit all the time.
Yeah, but I have to assume that she's coming with a different palate. You know what I'm saying? Where she does get fresh catch all the time. And so what I think is she's forgotten that in New York, you ain't gonna get no fresh catch.
Apparently she asks everywhere, but I don't know, like, do people ever say that to you, Lynda? Like, they'll come in there and they'll be like, is this nice? Or is this good? Or is this product good? You're like, I don't fucking know. It's just, it's great.
If you're standing in the vacuum aisle, you automatically become an expert vacuum person. So they want to know, is this one suck better than that one?
People like, yes. This will suck a whole dog.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read the box to you, just like you would probably do. And then you can decide which one you want. I'd go with that one because it's purple. Have a great day.
Or go online and read the review.
Go with this one because of the color.
If you have pets, well, this one is for pets.
You become if you're standing in an aisle anywhere, you're supposed to be the expert of all of that. Yeah.
So no, you are. You definitely get some people that they want you to go that extra mile. And I do most of the time. But sometimes when I'm like packed and I can't give you Alex 100%. I got to give you Alex. I got to get you off the phone. I get people that call me and want to talk to me forever. Like, hey, how are you? I'm good. I'd like to place an order to go. Okay. So I want this. Hey, honey, what do you want with it? And they'll have a side convo for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, he said he wanted fries. Is that what he said? Hold on. Let me ask him again. Cause I don't remember. And I'm like, I can't.
Honestly, when I ask questions to like, and I barely do because I don't like to bother people. Like with the coffee today, I only asked because it's a seasonal drink. And it said like it had dried fruit and molasses.
Oh, no, it looks good. It looks good. Molasses.
The guy said it's disgusting. So I was like, thanks for telling me. Avoid that.
But that's his palate. He don't.
Right. Yeah, you might like it.
No, but it's I had. If you don't feel like it's right, and if you would have said it's good, I would have been like, okay, maybe
I made a good move because I would not have taken that.
I'm gonna buy it.
When I go out with Will, he literally will go to a restaurant, have two choices, say he's ready to order. All right.
Will
and then he'll ask the waiter, what do you recommend between these two?
But that's different.
Then the waiter will say, oh, I like A. And we'll be like, I'm going to go with B.
I've had that happen to me many times where people are like, out of these two, what do you want?
Tell our podcast husband I'm ashamed of him. I ain't going.
Why do you even bother asking?
No, because sometimes he wants to hear his explanation. So if you break it down to me and you give me two choices, I'm very willing to tell you this is this and you don't like my choice. Even with wine, sometimes they're like that. But if you're going to tell me out of this whole menu, what's your favorite? And I'm like,
3 pages.
I'm like, I like everything, but I'm biased because I'm the owner. And she's like, oh, you are? Tell me about that. I'm like, no, right now we can't do that right now.
Your tips suck, B.
Can you imagine asking somebody at the Cheesecake Factory that question?
Oh my God.
Thinking that. It's like 20 pages. I was just
my God, it's like a novel, that thing.
I get amazing tips. I do stand-up comedy.
Amazing tips?
I get awesome tips.
You know what? And on another note, you know what pisses me off as a customer? Those customers, I'm being nice, right? I'm being civil. I'm getting, I'm being considerate. And then the obnoxious one who's causing a fucking scene and is calling people names and stuff I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to upset you. And you know what?
We're trying to calm them down.
Yeah, they're trying to calm them down, but they're also trying to make them happy. Mm-hmm. No, it's okay. I'll give you a discount for that. Fuck you. No,
Lynda, what would you
know what I'm talking about?
You got
Lynda,
a customer
that happens all the time.
Listen. So I'm a manager. All right. And so I expect my team to handle situations.
Yeah.
All right. And so if I put you in a guest service situation and a guest is going off because you can't return something or whatever, you're given the tools and the training to de-escalate that issue, give them what they need, and have them move on their merry way without having to call me.
Yeah, because if you call me, the intention is that the customer is always right.
Always.
Correct. And if we can't solve the problem, we can always solve it somehow, right? But if you call me up there, I'm going to give the guests what they want because they made it past you, right? So,
oh my God, they're beating the big boss now. It's like a video game.
And then the team members, yes, they're going to be mad because they think that you took sides or whatever. But I tell them straight up, like, this is what I would do in this situation, and de-escalate it and whatever. Like, I know sometimes there might have been an eye roll involved in that, raise the issue on one side or the other or whatever. But, like you can't go over the top sometimes because people are going to stand there until they get what they want until the police come.
Oh, ma'am, you can return these underwears that clearly have been worn and have cobwebs on them, and
Victoria's Secret.
They've done that.
Secret.
We're not.
Well,
I used to work out of Victoria's Secret.
I had a guess,
but that is true. I used to work at a store that no longer exists. And I remember people, no, Sears. Jesus Christ, you're dating me. You're literally like outdoors.
I used to love the outdoors.
For like 30
Alexander's.
Years.
Oh my God, that was my shit in Woolworth.
Fuck. No, it was Sears. And I had literally had somebody trying to return panties. And it's just like, are you fucking serious?
But they serious.
They're serious and they are committed and they will stay there until they get what they want.
Well, I also think like sometimes consumers, they do erratic shit. Like I've had a girl, I had a group of young girls where they got their food and you could tell they were young girls. And all of a sudden, they put a customer next to them saw them throw glass in the food. Like they had crushed up glass and they threw it in the food. So I didn't see it. And then before the customer told me that, the girl, I guess she was eating or whatever. And then like all three of them were eating. And one of the plates, she was like, oh, there's glass in here. And she was like making a scene in the so I like stopped. Whoa, what's going on? Obviously, I was apologizing in my head. I'm like, what the fuck they get glass from? She was like, and I was like in the kitchen, like, who the fuck got glass? And they're like, we got everything here. What do you want? Like, I don't know. Like nobody got broken glass. And I was like wilding. And then one lady, and I was like basically about to compensate their whole meal and everything. And they had ordered like a bottle of wine. They had food, and they had like fish and one older woman like came up to the table and asked, like making pretend like, oh, I'd like to pay. I was like, oh, I could have brought you your check. She was like, she was like, I saw them take out of their bag and put glass. And I was like, what? I was like, no, for real? She was like, yes. She was like, but the thing is I was like, they had already made a scene in the whole restaurant. She was like, I'm just telling you. So I still compensated them. I apologized. I said, you know what? I just made sure to let them know, like, as they were leaving, I walked out with them. And I said, hey, ladies, I was like, thank you for coming. I was like, I hope you enjoyed your free meal. Just know it's going to be your last because we were told that you put it in and we have the cameras to show it. And they just looked at me in horror, turned around and walked. Like nobody was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, it's okay. You made a scene, but you don't want to cause because consumers can also kill a business. They can be right. The worst things about you, about Yelp. Google. Yelp is a angry person's dream. They want to talk shit and criticize everything. So
I use Yelp.
I literally Yelped right next to Alex one night when we went to
I Yelped. My friends are like writer.
No, we went
to Puerto Rican frog. No, I don't know what else to call it. We went literally. There. We went to dinner, and I just had my daughter, and Alex took me out to dinner, and the food was so fucking terrible, and they rushed us out. Like they kicked us out. Oh look, we don't have any seats, but you want to sit in the bar? We can feed you. And then we were like, yeah, fine. The food was terrible, took forever, and then they were like literally taking our plates from under us because the restaurant was changing to like a nightlife
to dance. Yeah.
So I said, oh, okay, no problem. And I wrote them up. I'm still out there. Like I wrote them a scathing Yelp.
Yeah.
And then the manager was so like she was like, I'm so sorry. This is why we ask people to be, honest and give us their perspective. It's never going to happen. Please give us another chance. And Alex was literally like, see, they should have comped you for another fucking time you come. Right? Because, but they didn't. They were just like, just give us another chance. I'm not paying for you.
I don't go back to places that I've given bad reviews because I don't want spit in my food or mocos. It's just I'd rather
none
not.
of it.
It's a fear. I'm like, I'm gonna be an internet G right now and tell you. I saw you scratching your ass. I'm not going back in there because I don't want your ass flavoring on my pizza.
Oh, I told you that story. What happened, Esty? I told you that story. Where
No,
you get
that happened in my old blog.
Lynda got her own ass scratch.
Butt, and he was like the manager, the owner of the pizza shop.
I had to fire a girl for doing that on camera in the Pizza Hut.
Oh, really?
She went digging for something, girl. She went in there. And I was like, what is she doing? And I'm like, oh no, we gotta, okay.
How'd you fire her? When you were like, hey, Stacey, we're gonna need to talk to you real quick. You see this video,
so we gotta
bitch?
talk.
How did that even go? How did that conversation
your whole arm disappeared in this video. You want to explain where it went?
And then you were making a stuffed crust, bitch.
You were supposed to be packing all these pizzas. We got to do 50 pizzas, but you only got one arm. What's up with that? Like,
ew. It's like that movie Waiting. That movie Waiting gave me a lot of.
That was bad.
Images that I'm like.
You never saw that?
Waiting. Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Annie Milanakis.
No. Oh, hell no. No, I did not.
Justin Long. It has a lot of. It's actually pretty. I like it. It's a dark.
It's hilarious
dark comedy, right? But it's perspective. Alex, the glass thing. That's from a movie called Heartbreakers with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sigourney Weaver. They scam people, so they put the glass in a thing and they throw it on the plate and say, "Oh, I ate glass," and that's where that came from.
Oh, is that where that came from?
Yeah, that's where I saw it.
I remember it. I've seen that movie. I was shocked that somebody would do that in a packed restaurant. We were packed and I was just shocked, but I was like, these young kids don't care. They were like, well, who's going to tell on us?
The lesson.
You were good. You're better than me because you literally were like, okay, and you diffused the situation.
I had to.
I get it. See, that's why I can't be a restaurant owner. That's why I can't do certain jobs because I don't have that. I would literally be like, get the fuck out right now. We know what you did and you could go. But you literally, you de-escalated it by thanking them, not giving them, because yes, you're at the mercy of them right now, and they can't,
because then the others
damage your reputation.
Yeah, they can say something on Yelp. I was scared they were gonna write something, but then when that lady, and I had video of it, so I actually told the girls like, hey, if you see these girls, do not serve them. Like they can't come in here because they play these games. Or I got served with pennies one time. Like somebody paid $50 worth with pennies. I was like, what's this shit? I was like, why? This is a joke,
so
right?
Petty.
Yeah. So I've had pennies petty. Like paid for dinner and stuff like that. But it was more the glass thing. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
The takeaway from that is as a manager, you have to have patience. It just doesn't make sense if you want to have a thriving business not to be an asshole. Like that guy that threw out the couple for wearing masks in the restaurant. I forgot where the fuck it was. Probably like one of those Texas places. They had a newborn baby. He said, I don't want any mask here. He told the waitress
they were wearing
them to take them off because he said, I don't want masks here. She's like, she went to a couple and said, it's political. He doesn't like people wearing masks, doesn't believe it, blah, blah. He asked them to leave. And he said, and they had like a autoimmune thing and they're trying to protect their baby. This was recent.
For doing the right thing.
That's strange.
For doing the right thing. And it was one of those dives and kicked them out. And obviously people are going to now, even if you didn't visit the place, right? You're going to go on Yelp, go on Google, pretend you went there, claim the person to be an asshole, que te trató mal and all that stuff. And it's just, you don't want that negative attention because you're always going to be that place that did that, right?
But you have to, I think as a manager, you have to kind of separate your opinions from what other people are,
and that's
too,
another
right?
takeaway too, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And then in Lynda's case, just having patience and de-escalating things, and also being mindful. Sometimes it's not worth it to get maced. It's not worth it to chase people. I used to work in a store. They used to be like, you need to tell the manager she'll chase people. I'm like, I'm not telling her to chase anybody. Because say, yeah, don't take the jeans, man. You don't know what can happen to you outside. The liability is much larger.
When I learned to mind my business is when my stress level started to wither.
Yes. And we could go on for days because
I'll see you doing it. I'm like, that ain't my department.
Yeah.
I don't work there.
Have that.
I should have gone to your store and just shoplifted the fuck out of your store.
Yeah.
But I think the main takeaway too, I think, is that people need to be a little bit more patient with servers and with managers and stuff, because we're human beings too. And I feel like people take
1,000.
servers or people in retail and in restaurants that we're lower class. And we're not.
I agree.
You know, I think they have to have some type of respect. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're being served in a world that's losing services. There's people that are quitting their jobs. They don't want to work at McDonald's. They don't want to work at Dunkin'. They don't want to work in restaurants. They don't want to work at stores.
Right.
Your patience is appreciated to those that are actually showing up. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yes.
So reciprocate that kindness. We're in the holiday season.
Yeah.
During your Christmas shopping, please don't murder nobody. This ain't a turbo man.
Don't mace nobody, Macy.
Don't mace nobody.
Don't mace nobody. Try to do your stuff online.
Oh, yes.
Stay out of the store.
Be nice to your Amazon delivery person.
Yes, true.
FedEx, all those people, because they're working hard just for you.
Your mailman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's that from us. Thank you for listening to Pretty and Pet episode.
Thank you, Lynda, for joining us.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for listening and supporting us since day one.
Yes.
Oh, you guys are awesome. So funny. Lots of sound bites from y'all.
And I did not pay her to say those things.
Yes, you did. How much you gave her?
She's like, I'm not telling you.
Be sure to catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio,
iTunes.
Apple. Yep. Yeah. All that shit.
Instagram. Follow us on Instagram.
Oh yeah, Instagram. We have clips. We have some shit there. I don't know. Karen does some petty scope shit sometimes.
Yeah, if I miss my petty scope.
It's coming back, guys. It's coming back. I took a little liaison.
She does pick a card on her other cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
pick the wrong card, you're fucked. But
if you want to send us any Christmas gifts, address them to
and my Cash App.
You Venmo me.
Cash App, yeah.
Only uses
my Cash App right here.
Venmo.
My cat's attacking me.
All right.
Right,
Peace
guys.
out.
Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Bye.
Damn.